Pond is basically finished. Ed's just working on a couple final touches, tweaking the waterfall, getting it to look exactly the way he wants. We'll probably have to adjust a couple things once we turn it on and really tweak it. But right now, aesthetically, it's looking great. I'm in here just kind of cleaning up the berm, raking this thing out, getting this to look nice, and then looking where I'm gonna have to add a little bit of extra soil. So if we come up here by Ed, one of the things we talked about earlier in the day is when setting this biofall is where we expected the soil to finish. We want that soil to come all the way to the top of this. And you can see how much of this biofalls is exposed. No matter how much Colleen sat up here and compacted it, or Ed or myself sat here and compacted it, this is gonna settle. And so we wanna bring soil all the way up to here to minimize how much of this is gonna show over time. So I'm thinking we probably need an extra couple yards of topsoil just to kind of finish this berm. The other reason you would need soil, more often than not when we're excavating, we get into clay. So we might dig down 2 or 4 inches of really good topsoil and then get into clay. Remember, we wanna landscape this entire berm. And so we want to bring in a good soil compost mix. Another rule we really try to stick with is the size of this berm. Remember, we don't want to create that anthill or that volcanic look. And an easy way to avoid that is do what we call the 2-foot, 3-foot rule. Whatever height this biofalls is at, we want to bring the soil out flat 2 to 3 feet, then slowly let it taper. If this started tapering right away from here down to the ground, inevitably, you're gonna get that volcano look. If I can bring it out flat a couple feet and then slowly taper it, that much better. The bigger and bigger your berm is, the bigger and bigger, or the better and better it's gonna look, the more natural it's gonna look. Now, very rarely do Ed, myself, Colleen, or any contractors for that matter, get to make their berms as big as they want because there's a sidewalk here, there could be a shed sitting here, there could be a big tree, an existing tree here, and I can't bury that tree. Let's pretend this was a tree right here. I couldn't bury the trunk of that tree. So what I would do is I'd come in here, mark out for a retaining wall, and put in some of these larger boulders in here to help maintain that flat look. All of this inspiration comes from nature. So if you were to think of soil in nature, and the soil level is here, and then abruptly it dropped to here, what's holding this back? And that's usually a big rock. So we'd want to keep the stone in our retaining wall almost to scale with the size of the drop as well. So we're gonna come in here in a couple spots, add a few retaining walls just to show you what we're talking about.